So these are my walking shoes. I wear them when I go for walks, and I really like them. They're really comfortable. And so I've been trying to take good care of them so that they last for a long time. And then I started wearing them like around the yard and stuff when we're doing yard work, and they started getting dirty. And I'm like, don't do that. I really like these shoes for walking and I don't want to wreck them outside. So then I had the thought, okay, I should save these shoes for walking, but then I should get a different pair of shoes just to wear outside. And if they get kind of wrecked, that's okay. That will be the purpose of those shoes. But I didn't really want to buy a new pair of shoes or even a used pair of shoes just to rack out in the yard. And then I remembered that I had these shoes. Now these shoes I had gotten 2.5 years ago, and I really like them a lot. They are, I think they're Anne Klein. They're really comfortable, and I always thought they were like really cute. But then I realized most often when I go out, because I'm short, I actually like to have a shoe that has at least a little bit of a heel. I can grab those shoes one second. So I had been wearing these shoes, which I really like. They're really comfortable, they're versatile. They have a little bit of a heel, so even though I'm 5'1½", I feel a little bit taller. And so I had been wearing, I still have my walking shoes, and then I had been wearing these if I was like running errands or going out and about. And so then I still had these just kind of sitting around. And so I have these 3 pairs of shoes. Let's see if I don't think I can hold them all up. Okay, so I have these 3 pairs of shoes. And now I'm thinking like, and now I want another pair to wear out in the yard that can get dirty. So now that's 4 pairs of shoes. And I just started thinking, I'm like, this is silly. I don't want to manage that many pairs of shoes. Like, this just seems silly. And so I'm like, okay, I still have these shoes that I'm not wearing. Why don't I just make these shoes my yard shoes? And at first that was very difficult for me because, again, like, I'm very frugal, and like I've always just kind of been like, if you have something really nice, you protect it and you take good care of it. But I wasn't wearing them. And so I'm thinking like I should just use these shoes for my yard shoes, but it still was very difficult for me. And so today what I want to talk about is the concept of use it or lose it. It can be a principle that we can use when we're decluttering to decide how much to keep. And again, like I said, I was really struggling because now I have 4 pairs, I would have 4 pairs of shoes, right? And so I thought about it. I'm like, use it or lose it, Dawn. And so that's why I thought, just use these for the yard shoes. And so today I want to talk a little bit more about this idea and some of the things of why we get hung up. Like, you can already hear like this turmoil I'm having with like, just wear the shoes, like just use the shoes, right? Okay. And so this thought literally came to my mind. I'm like, okay, Dawn, you say use it or lose it. So I'm like, okay, you either have to decide, either use these shoes for your yard shoes, or decide that they're too nice to be yard shoes and donate them so someone else can actually wear them and use them, because them sitting in my closet was doing no one no good. So I'm like, okay, use it or lose it. So are they too nice for me to use for yard shoes, or should I just use them? And you're like, yeah, I have a really cute pair of yard shoes, right? And so I decided that I was just gonna use them. And so I don't know, you can't totally tell. They're pretty dirty now. They've actually turned out to be like the best shoes I wear like all weekend now, because when I'm in the garden, like dirt doesn't get in them. They're slip-on and they're incredibly comfortable. And so I would never have gone to the store and intentionally bought this nice of a pair of shoes to wear outside and to trash basically. But because I already had them, then it was like, okay, let's just use up what we have, even if it's not fully for its intended purpose, but let's just use it up as a way to have less inventory to manage. So again, now I'm back to here for the fall and winter, only having 3 pairs of shoes that I have to manage, and I really like all of them. They all fit well, they're all comfortable, and I like wearing them. So let's talk about some other ways that we can use it or lose it. So last fall, my brother so lovingly bought a big Rubbermaid tote. It was like not the regular size, it was like a big, huge one. And he was like, this is your stuff, you need to deal with it. We're not storing it at mom and dad's anymore. And I'm like, okay. And so I started going through it, and there was this whole set of rose glass dishes. I don't know, I think that's what it's called. And I remember it has no one passed it on to us. We got it at a thrift store. My mom found it at a thrift store, and we had this like built-in china hutch in our house there. And so I put it in there and I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. I didn't have a place to display it in this house. I didn't want to put it on our open shelves. So I'm like, okay, use it or lose it. And so at the time, we actually needed some new glasses for the kids to drink from. And so even though this is not a traditional kids cup, it actually works really well because it's smaller than like a normal coffee cup. Well, normal now, right? Because we have like a mango. I think back in the day, this was a normal size for like coffee or tea or something. Anyways, it wasn't something that I would drink coffee out of now because I need my big mug, right, for coffee. But I said, well, why don't we just let the kids use these? So the kids have been using these for over a year for their glasses to drink from. They're really like thick glass, so they're really sturdy, but they're a nice size for them and they have the handle. So again, it's not a traditional use for these glasses to use as kids cups, but I like how it looks. I like kind of the eclectic look in our kitchen. And so I really like that we're using it. And then I actually donated the rest of the pieces. So there was bigger like dinner size plates and dessert plates. I donated those and just kept the pieces that we were actually going to use. And trust me, the thought went through my head. And I'm like, well, I could just keep the extra pieces down in the basement. And I'm like, no, like use it or lose it. So I picked out the pieces we would use and I lost the rest and donated those. Okay, so none of the stuff we've mentioned so far is very sentimental. Let's talk about stuff from loved ones. So this is a pot holder that we got from a special neighbor when we were growing up, and she made it. So we got this for our wedding, Tom and I did, and she made this pot holder. There was actually two of them, but we just have one now. And the temptation, again, because it was special and handmade, was to keep it in a tote in the basement so it was safe. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so silly that I would keep a pot holder in storage when, why did she make it for us? To be used. Again, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just keep stuff in the basement to try and protect forever. I'm going to use it. So we have been using this for 13 years. I don't even want to show it too closely because it looks horrible. But what is so fun about it and what I did not expect is that when I see this in the drawer, I still think of the gal who made it. I still, like, you look and like the edge, like it's not all perfect. Even like the material is just kind of fun. But I think of the person that made it. So for 13 years, I've thought of her on occasion because this was in our drawer. If it would have been in a tote in the basement, I would not have thought about it except for those rare occasions when I go through it and then I feel guilty about the stuff that we're storing, or like when our basement got wet and then I really feel guilty about it and then I just like put it back in and close the lid, right? But instead, I've gotten to enjoy it and to think of her and to use it. And so this is kind of like a happy story of using special stuff. We also got these glasses they were the previous owners. We went to an estate sale with some of their stuff and I just loved that they were the previous owners. So we got a set of 4 and we used them. One of them was next to the sink one day and I was actually the one. I knocked it off, it crashed to the floor and broke. So now we have 3. I was sad at the moment that it happened. I was kind of just frustrated with myself that I was careless and it happened. But I was like, no, again, they're meant to be used. This stuff is meant to be used. Stuff is made to be used, not to be in storage, not just to look at. I mean, we do have a few things we like to look at, which is fine, but not everything can be like that, right? So I'm glad that we're just using them. And yes, over time, maybe they'll all break. But in the meantime, when we use them or when we serve guests with them, we tell the story of where they came from. And I think that is so much more honoring of the people who it represents than, again, just either keeping it in storage or somewhere where it's super safe, but no one ever thinks about it. Okay, so this idea, use it or lose it. Use it now, find a way to use it and make use of it, or just donate it and be done with it. It sounds really great, but I know there's some of you that are gonna overcomplicate it because you're really good at that. So, and it's fine. So let's talk about a few ways where this can not be quite so cut and dry or straightforward. So let's talk about like bathroom products, cleaning products. There's 2 things that I'd like you to remember with this. One is that if you simply don't like it, here's what we need to keep in mind. If you don't like something now, you will not start liking it tomorrow. If you don't like something now, you will not start liking it tomorrow. If you don't like the way it smelled, the way it cleaned, the way it looked. So if you have cleaning products or skincare products. If you can't imagine using that tomorrow morning when you get ready for work, then nothing is gonna change that's gonna make you like it a month from now or 3 months from now. If you don't like it now, you're not gonna like it tomorrow. So complete permission to let anything, those things go. We've talked about it before. A lot of it's trial and error, and it might work really great for somebody on Instagram, but it doesn't mean it works well for us. So if I don't like it today, I'm gonna donate it, I'm gonna throw it away, so I don't have to manage it and I don't have to feel guilty about it anymore. Another thing is knowing yourself. I did a Facebook Live with Joshua Becker last fall, actually, and someone asked about using up bathroom products. And what he had to say was so good. He said, well, you need to know yourself. Are you the type of person that uses stuff up? Meaning, are you the type of person that's gonna take your 50 trial size, hotel size shampoos and systematically use them up so that you don't have to buy shampoo for a few months? Are you that type? Me personally, I'm not. Joshua said, my wife is, I'm not. But there's a friend, Lorraine, in our Facebook group, and she did. We were doing a bathroom declutter with her. She had all the travel size stuff. And I said, Lorraine, will you use those? And she said, yes. So she put them in a container up on her bathroom vanity, and she has been systematically working through them. But you have to know yourself. Are you the type of person who will use stuff up? And if not, that's okay. It's totally okay. Like, you and I are the same. Throw it away, donate it, pass it on to a shelter so somebody actually can make use of it before it expires. If you are not that type of person, it is okay, and we give you complete permission to pass it on. But the worst thing you can do is keep sticking it in the back of your cabinet until it expires, and then no one can make use of it. Okay, and then lastly, the someday stuff. I know, I held on to these shoes for 2 years thinking someday, next week, next month, when the weather cools off again, I will wear them and I'll be so glad that I have them. Someday, and that someday never came. And so here's what I would ask you. If you have some stuff right now and you're like, use it or lose it. Well, I don't think, I'm not gonna use it now, but I do think maybe next spring I will. Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Would you pay $5 per month to store it? Because we have to start learning that it costs us something to store this stuff. So that's fine. You have a pair of shoes, you're not using them now, but you don't wanna quite part with them yet. Would you pay $5 a month to store them? And honestly, I would have told you yes for at least the first few months that I had these, because I still really liked them. I just thought they were so cute. And so I would have said, yes, I would. But maybe you have another pair of shoes that we got these at a thrift store. I thought they were really cute, would be practical, but they're kind of too big. And really, let's face it, my feet aren't growing anymore. So would I pay $5 a month to store these? No, they don't fit and they're not that comfortable. And really, they're like brand new. Someone should be making use of those. So would I pay $5 a month to store them? No. And so that makes it much easier to make some of these decisions. And so this can work for so many different types of things. Like if you have games in your house, like, oh, I really thought my kids would like them. I thought we'd have all these family game nights. Okay, would you pay $5 to store them? Well, these two games I would. Some of the other games, no, absolutely I wouldn't. Okay, how about your camping gear? Well, we used to like to camp. I was hoping we would get into it again. Okay, would you pay to store that stuff? It's probably not that likely that we're gonna go camping again, so probably I should pass it on now and let someone else make use of it. But here's the biggest thing. This whole idea of use it or lose it, it helps us get our inventory down to a manageable amount, because so many of us are managing way too much inventory and it is costing us so much right now. It's costing our peace of mind, our time, not to mention how much stuff we actually waste when we have too much. I mean, the cost is high and I feel like it just keeps getting higher, not the other way, right? So keeping this mantra in mind, use it or lose it, can really make a huge difference. Well, I would love to know, what examples in your house have you decided just to start using it? It's so fun to hear the things that you are using now that maybe you didn't think you ever would. I love hearing like wearing clothes that are too fancy for the occasion, but you love it, so you just wanna wear it. Jewelry, shoes, use it, right? Good dishes, let's use it instead of just maintaining it and managing it. Let's use it and enjoy it and appreciate it and remember the people that gave it to us or that it represents. All right, well, I hope this is helpful. I have a whole playlist now of minimalism basics, so if you're a little bit newer to our channel, it can be a great place to start. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day. I love you, and I'll see you again soon.